So we're starting the stream a little bit early today. We've got a bit of a crunch schedule. We're going to be going a little shorter today as well because of that. But today we are going to be playing a game called As We Know It. And I don't know a whole lot about this game other than it's a post-apocalyptic visual novel game. Alright, how about that? Is that any better? Turn the game audio down a bit. Am I more audible now? Because the mic is like all the way up, I can't. It's good? Okay, cool. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Content warning, mature content and language, alcohol, drug use, intense situations. Ooh, character customization. Ooh, I like the blue. Do they have purple? No, they don't have purple. I think the white's pretty. Let's do that. What's the palest option? That's the palest option. Okay. Which one looks the most like me? I feel like that one looks the most like me. Hair color wise. Hi, Shadow Chris. Or does the red look more like me? My hair's not that red anymore. I'll do the red. It was a tiny place, much smaller than our house had been, but we wouldn't die here if the power went out during a dust storm. It looks kind of like a nice RV. That's my mom. Ashlyn, can you help me with this? Sure, just let me change out of these rags first. Oh, that's cute. I changed quickly and then I rushed over to open the tub with our very limited possessions inside. We had to leave a lot behind to come here. They had informed us of the limited space. My mother sighed and started to lift things carefully out of the box and place them on the various shelves that were provided. Oh, so we're moving in. Okay. That's like your natural hair color? Okay, cool. I'm glad it fits then. I miss all of our things already. We've decluttered a few times in our life. Honestly, it's better to start fresh sometimes. And in an apocalyptic situation, you don't want a lot of junk. So, we had too much junk anyways. Mom smiled weakly at me and nodded her head. I suppose you're right. Mom stood up and started organizing everything into an appropriate spot. I went to our new beds and began to lay out the provided linens. The fabric was very soft and free of sand. I almost felt bad touching it. We had a bathroom, kitchen area, and separate beds. There was also a hinge table that could be pulled up from the wall and small chairs that could be tucked away. That's nice. What is that called? A Murphy bed or whatever? Like Murphy things when they can be folded up into a wall or something. On the wall by the door was a metallic intercom system with a tiny speaker. The floor was hard and made of vinyl that roughly resembled wood. Oh yeah, there's the little intercom. We got a calendar up here. Week 1, day 1. Oh, I didn't read that. There were even fake windows by the bed, featuring paintings of incredible landscapes with green trees and water, something I had only ever seen in books. Well, that's nice. And a little radio in one of them. It was small, and it wouldn't provide a lot of privacy, but it was safe. It was home. The crackle of the intercom made me jump. I looked at Mom, and then we both looked at the small speaker. The voice was understandable despite the static. Oh god, I don't know what... In 1 hour, I need all new citizens to come to the community center for orientation. I hope you all found your accommodations comfortable and efficient. If anyone has any questions or concerns, please remember that we are always here for you. I have no idea what voice to do for random intercom voice. There was a pop and the noise stopped. I started to look over the map that had been in the welcome basket on the table. The layout was simple, but I'd probably still get lost. That sounds like me. That sounds pretty accurately like me. I keep looking over to the other thing, but the camera's on this one. I was used to wide open spaces, and here there were tunnels and paths all over the place. You know what? I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be me, and I don't study maps. I remember better from actually physically going through places. What about you, Shadow Chris? Do you go through and explore, or do you study maps when you move to a new area? I stepped outside after telling Mom I would be back in a bit. She had only given me a distracted nod. Explore. Exactly, right? I mean, a lot of people use their GPS and whatnot, of course, but at least your own neighborhood you tend to explore. The halls were buzzing with activity, people in and out of uniform wandering around. Doors hung open while people laughed, cried, shouted, and even sang. I noticed a sign on the wall pointing towards the community center, so I followed it. I turned a corner and ran into something solid. A person! That something solid would be a person. Oh. What? That so looks like a shirt you would wear, Shadow Chris. I feel like, because that looks kind of like that K-poppy style, I feel like you would 100% wear a shirt like that. I stumbled back and hands clasped my shoulders. I can't do guy. You own one? You own one that has like the little asymmetrical button thingies by his shoulder? I haven't seen this, have I? In black? Are you talking about your one cosplay one that you got? Are you alright? I can't do guy voices. The man released his grip for a moment and studied me briefly, his words surprisingly gentle as his grip had been. No, the blue one. I can't remember what shirt you're talking about. You're gonna have to show me later. Maybe you should wear it for your stream. Well, you don't stream again for a while, but you should wear it. Yeah, sorry about that. I should watch where I'm going. It's quite alright, but you should try to be more alert. He started to walk away, so I spoke up to stop him. Is this the right way to the community center? You're heading to the newcomer orientation? I was just trying to see if I could find it, and then I'm gonna go back and get my mother. That's a good plan. You're more likely to remember the location if... Oh! He held his hand out to me. Forgive me, I'm Dr. Mika Everett. Is it Mika or Micah? It's like a sweater? You know, oh, I do know what you're talking about. It's blue and then it has black underneath. That's why I don't remember it, because it's a sweater. You never get to wear it because we're in Florida. You might see me around the clinic. I'm Ashlyn. Doctor? Doctor. Yes, that's me. I should have introduced myself earlier. Unfortunately, I am a bit distracted at the moment. He smiled slightly, so I nodded and tried not to show how thrown off I was by his polite tone. I feel like my character looks kind of Asian. Like the eyes are like angled up a little bit. Very gentle features. I suppose I'll need to decide on some kind of job. They're supposed to tell us more at the orientation. Don't worry, they plan to have open houses for each career so everyone can learn more about them. You wouldn't happen to have any medical knowledge, would you? We can always use people in the clinic. I have some, but I'm also willing to do what is needed. I don't know which one is, I would say. I'd probably go with the I can do what's needed. I've never had to treat a serious illness or injury, thankfully, but I could do it if I had to. I don't doubt that. You seem very capable. I've always had to be. We stood quietly for a moment until I noticed it was getting a bit awkward. I suppose I should let you get back to what you were doing. Sorry for running into you. It was lovely meeting you, Ashlyn. I am sure I'll see you around. Blah, 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 blah. I should practice like tongue twisters and whatnot before I start streaming so I don't tie my tongue in knots while trying to talk. He smiled and continued on his way. He had been a bit distant but seemed friendly if you got past the formal way he spoke. I went back to following the signs until I realized that they did indeed lead directly to where I needed to go. I went back to get Mom, and then we headed to the community center together. A large "Welcome to Camden" banner had been hung above the doors to the community center. The room was noisy and crowded. There were chairs facing a small stage and tables lined with coffee and water. I don't know if they'd really need to describe all that since we can see it except for the banner. Bulletin boards were on the walls with various flyers and notices tacked. Again, we can see that. The man I assumed to be the mayor was talking to some security officers on the stage. He stood tall and easy with a commanding presence. He looked important. He does not look commanding to me. It kind of reminds me of Maruki. I'm not entirely sure why, but I sat down in an empty seat with Mom and looked around. People were reacting to this new situation in a variety of ways. A woman near the back of the room was sobbing, and the man next to me was just staring blankly off into space. Mostly there was an air of relief. We had been accepted, chosen. We were safe now. So this is something you have to be chosen for. Okay, we're learning some more. A hush fell over the crowd as the man stood to address us. He was handed a small microphone, and we heard the familiar crackle of speakers. Probably the mayor. I love the naming thing, like, schemes in this until you figure out the names of the actual person. It's great. The other guy was something solid. This one's probably the mayor. It seems as if everyone has made it here safely. I'm glad. He smiled and looked around the room. Mayor Rick Davidson. You may know who I am, but allow me to introduce myself anyway. I am Rick Davidson, the mayor of Camden. I know a lot of you are scared, traumatized by your life on the surface. Know that now you are safe. Together we can build upon this community to create something magnificent. A home. So are we talking like Fallout situation? Like, why is it so dangerous to be on the surface? Fallout is a great game series, by the way. I was never into it up until I started dating... very dangerous. Until I started dating Shadow Chris, and then I started watching him play, and he got me really into it, and I watched him play all of Fallout 4. Have you actually played it before? I dabbled a little bit in the Fallout 76. Not the best one to go into, I know, but I haven't actually played any of them myself. Clasped his hands together and then held them up for everyone to see. There was some hesitant applause. First thing you all need to know is that Camden welcomes you. You should play Fallout 3. Why 3 specifically? Is you like 3 better than 4? He flung his arms out wide to motion towards the crowd, and there was more applause. Stronger now. In Camden, we know that cooperation is the key to a comfortable life. This is why I must ask all of you to prepare for the Camden Career Festival on Saturday. It's a yearly celebration to welcome you and to help all of you find your place within our modest little society. As for choosing your career, there are a wide range of options. Each department will be hosting an open house in the evening starting tomorrow. You are all encouraged to attend as many as you like until you find a good fit. We will need everyone who is capable to contribute, and in turn I am confident that we will continue to thrive in Camden, together. Is it just me, or does this seem a little culty? Fallout 3 is your favorite? You like the story? So is there a lot of story to the Fallout games? Because all I really know about them is it's the end of the world, you're coming out of a vault, and you survive. And there's like groups that you can join and people you can romance. Yeah, there is a bunch of story. Do they interconnect? I'm so intrigued by Fallout right now. If work or anything else is stressing you out, I encourage you to take advantage of many relaxing pastimes available here in Camden. Most are free. Though many of your basic needs will be met, your career will earn you enough beads to purchase a wide variety of luxury items. Fabric, entertainment, liquor, and oh, beads? That's an interesting choice for currency in the apocalypse. Like, straight up, like, little plastic beads that you use for, like, friends' necklaces? Wooden beads? Kinda just in different areas. Okay, so it's like same time but different areas, with the exception of Fallout 76, which I know is supposed to be, like, before all that, I think. Did you win the game? I just started the game. Hello, Zelshot. Welcome. We're playing AsWeKnowIt, a post-apocalyptic visual novel type game. Do forgive my terrible voices for the guys, but I do my best. Have you ever played this game before? Or we've been talking about Fallout. Have you played the Fallout games? Have any of you ever tasted an apple? People began to move through the room and hand out small red things. I looked down at it and shared a look with my mother. We had heard of apples. I'd even seen a picture of one once. Are apples a delicacy now? Hello, Decalina. Nope. That's cool. We can experience it together then. This game. I don't have Fallout to play on stream. I don't know if how viable that would be. We have Fallout 4 for the PlayStation, but I don't think I want to get into such a long game for a stream. I like your username, by the way, Zelshot. What was the inspiration for that? I bit into the firm flesh and tasted sweet juice. I looked down at the glorious apple in my hand and heard my mother squeal in delight beside me. Imagine not, like, basic, like, fruits and whatnot in an apocalyptic situation where most people don't live on the surface. Like, imagine what it's like to taste a fruit for the very first time. Like, none of us can remember it because we all had it when we were, like, babies. But that's gotta be a crazy thing. Like, you're used to, like, dried rations or meat or whatever, like, is easier. Moselle from Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite character forever in games. Nice! Final Fantasy VIII was a pretty good one. Not one I hear mentioned a lot, though. Incredible! I smiled at her and continued to eat while the mayor waited for everyone to settle back down. He then continued to speak, but I was stuck in daydreams. Apples, nice fabric, it was also incredible. I glanced over at my mother. She was gazing at the mayor completely enraptured. She clutched the apple tightly, only one bite missing. Nice. And I also like the ranger class in games, so that's where shot comes from. Nice. Final Fantasy is really cool. Yeah, that's cool. Ranger class. So, you play a lot of RPGs then? Or, my first thought was instantly D&D, because I'm so much of a D&D nerd, especially lately. But I figure you probably mean RPG games. It's my favorite, though. Most people argue it isn't tops. A lot of people just kind of freak out over Final Fantasy VII more than any other games, but Final Fantasy VIII was good. Mom? She only looked at me and smiled, nodding her head. Then she returned her attention to him. I glanced around the room and saw a lot of similar looks. If they weren't being directed towards the mayor, then to the red apples in their hand. I think anyone who played Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, or 9 as their first Final Fantasy says they prefer that game. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I got really into the Dragon Age series. I started off with 2, and while I know it's a very linear and short game, I still really love it. I love the characters in it. I used to only play RPGs, especially the good JRPGs. Nice! You'd get along with Shadow Chris then. He plays and streams a lot of JRPGs. I love RPGs as well. I haven't played a whole lot of JRPGs per se, but I like RPGs like Dragon Age. I don't know, is BioShock like an action RPG? But I love games like that. I also love games with like a little bit of spoop to them. Not like full-on horror games, but like big on story and low on spoops, like Last of Us or stuff like that. I can't handle playing scary games. I'm a total wuss. I get jump scared so easily. Blah, we already read that. Suddenly everyone stood up and began to cheer. I joined in, trying to hide my confusion. He must have said something, but I had missed it. Mom, why are we clapping? He's amazing, he really is. He's amazing, he really is. I think he's inspired optimism in everyone. It's just wonderful. Yeah, I even have a YouTube channel called Shadow Crush JRPG. Nice. Persona. I was told I should do that one myself, but I'm on a Dark Souls and Souls-like kick. Nice. I don't do well with games that make me rage. The only game I've ever, like, gone back to that made me rage quit was 99 Nights. And I don't know why specifically that one. Yeah, Dark Souls is tough. Persona is a really good series, though. I dabbled in it a little bit a long time ago, and then, like, I've watched Chris play through them and played a little bit of 5 Royal myself. They're a lot of fun. The stories in them are really cool. Some of the monsters, though. Some of the monsters, I'm just like, why? Or shadows, I guess. What are we going to do for jobs? Mom stopped clapping for a moment. I'm not sure. We'll need to attend those open house things. I wonder what kind of jobs they have. If there's a job for an apple taste tester, sign me up. I held up the apple core for her to see. She seemed to remember her own apple and took another bite. I'm going to try to say hi to our new mayor. You should walk around and mingle. Get to know our new neighbors. Oh, does Mom have a crush on the neighbor? Is that a thing? I just don't rage quit, but after the first Dark Souls, getting tilted is just a normal state. Nice. Power to ya. I can't handle those games. I don't have the patience. I didn't reply, but she had already started to walk away. I sighed and glanced around the room. I kept trying to tell myself that this was my life now, but I wasn't sure if it was sinking in. It was weird to not be searching for food or watching out for their strange shifts in the wind. Interesting. I glanced around the room. There were some people who clearly weren't new here. They stood near a large bulletin board. So many people. The noise echoed really badly in here. I closed my eyes and rubbed the bridge of my nose. Mom was right, but did I really want to try talking to any of these people when I still felt so on edge? It got tilted. It's gotta be weird too, like, I imagine if it really is an apocalyptic state, like, you probably don't see people a whole lot. So suddenly being thrown into, like, a society where there's tons of people, I can see why it would be kind of nerve-wracking. I would have a ton of anxiety about it. Well, I'm going to be playing Kingdom Hearts soon to cool down after all the hard games. Tilted isn't pissed off. Kingdom Hearts. Also a nice choice. Oh, gotcha. I'm a sneak out. I don't like people. It seemed like a good time to leave. There wouldn't be a flood of people, and I could just look at the info packet thing later. I started to back up and began heading slowly to the door. Everyone was stopping to greet each other, but if I avoided eye contact, I might be able to escape. No one else looked as spooked as I felt. It made me feel crazy. I slipped through the door and tasted freedom for a brief moment. Then I noticed I was not alone. A man was leaning against the wall, playing with a rubber band. Is he one of those people that just, like, snaps the rubber band on your wrist all the time? Like, those sting. I don't know how people do that. I think it's like an anxiety thing or something. Like, it helps them, like, focus on something else so they're not, like, filled with anxiety. Ah, I see. I wasn't the only one who wanted out of there. He looked up at me and snapped the rubber band. Hallway, dude. I came out here to smoke. Then I remembered that I quit. Okay, so he's probably doing it to help with the quit smoking. He held up the rubber band and snapped it again. Gotta keep my hands busy. All my dudes sound the same. Oh, that's good. That you quit, I mean. This was more social interaction than I had wanted when I had snuck out. He didn't seem too bad, though. I'm Jude, by the way. Jude, my dude. Like, in that really old song. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Nah, I'd be polite. Did that sound awkward? He was looking at me with an intense gaze. And you are... I swallowed and nodded. Right. I'm Ashlyn. I'm one of the newcomers, I guess. I figured since he pointed to the community center. You aren't? No. I opened my mouth, but I didn't know what to say. He watched me for a moment and then snapped his rubber band again. Yeah, so I've got to get out of here. If anyone asks, you didn't see me. Why? Working, so if I get too quiet, it's because I'm busy. No, it's good. I appreciate the lurk, Zelshot. He didn't wait for any kind of reply. He just walked away. I blinked, not sure what to think. I shrugged and continued on to our block. I could wait for Mom in the privacy of our new home before anyone else popped up close enough to talk to me. A lot of people were looking at me with open curiosity. Something about me must be screaming, surface! Maybe sand was falling out of my hair or something. Thanks for hanging out. That's the second time she's mentioned sand. Is it like a desert wasteland everywhere? Like, did the water dry up? I'm so curious what happened in this specific apocalypse world. I love apocalypse stories. Always a pleasure to support more small streams when I can. Do you stream as well, Zelshot? I paced around the tiny room that was now my home and waited for Mom to show up. As soon as I started to worry, the heavy door opened and she appeared. Were you waiting for me? I want to go to bed and I didn't want to lock you out. I have a key. No, you don't. I pointed towards her key that she had forgotten on the table by a box of fresh clothing. Ah, well, luckily for me, I have such a wonderful daughter. Yeah, so how was the mayor? You seem smitten. She waved me off and dug through her clothing to find something else to sleep in. He's a nice guy, that's all. Are you curious about him? His family made this whole place, funded it and everything. He asked for nothing in return, just wants everyone to live a better life. Is it bad that my immediate reaction to that is, that's sus? Like, I'm thinking apocalypse world and my brain just instantly doesn't trust someone that's not getting anything out of helping other people. Mom laughed and retreated to the bathroom to prepare for bed. I was already good to go, so I curled up in what was now my bed and tried to be grateful for the nice blankets. The small space was unnerving, but I slept facing out to make it easier on myself. I'd get used to it. That's another thing. Claustrophobia would probably be a big thing when you go from being on a desert, like, surface world to these, like, small places and tunnels and everything, like being underground. Do they ever talk about claustrophobia in the Fallout games? Like, I know the vaults are built pretty big and whatnot, but still, at some point, I imagine people will probably get a little claustrophobic. The ones that were, you know, used to living on the surface. Lights inside of our quarters blinked off and I tried to get more comfortable. Mom switched on her white noisemaker and I closed my eyes. I had been shocked that she had grabbed such a thing, but now it was drowning out all the weird sounds that were echoing through the place. Luckily, this place had electricity and the mayor seemed generous with it. Tomorrow, I would need to find something to do until I could go to a career open house. It felt strange not be sealing the cracks and watching out for a storm. So there are a lot of storms? What was that one? Apocalypse movie where it was just like all storms all the time. Like there was tons of tornadoes and tsunamis and stuff like that. I was so exhausted I couldn't have stayed awake all night even if I had wanted to. Progress. Okay, so these are the different people that we can meet. Eva, Gloria, we met Jude, we met Micah, we met Sam, Tabby. We haven't met Sam, Tabby, Trevor, or Standing? Stress? We have a stress meter? Sharknado. That is not the one that I was thinking of, Chris. No, not Sharknado. There are a couple. Yeah, I'm sure there are. If I remember it, I'll probably say something in the Discord. By the way, Zelshot, if you want, I'm in Shadow Chris's Discord. We share one, um, so you can always go check that out. Do you mind popping a Discord link, Shadow Chris? I don't have any bots or anything set up, so. Okay. It's interesting. We have a stress meter. I don't think I've seen that in a lot of visual novels or apocalypse games. When the intercom finished its annoying good morning message, I rolled over in bed and saw that Mom was already up and dressed. We need to see if we can buy a coffee maker or somewhere that still works. Coffee was one of those luxury items, but I was so pleased to learn it wasn't too expensive. Thank you! Yay, Discord. And then in our Discord, Zal, you could also put your stream links and whatnot, because we have a little stream share section if you stream as well. I feel like Chris would absolutely be trying to get all the coffee he could in an apocalypse. Why don't you get ready real quick and come with me to the community center? They serve coffee there every morning. Nice. For free? No, but it's cheaper than buying the stuff to make it yourself. I groaned and squeezed my eyes closed. Sleep more or get coffee? Get coffee. All the coffee! Yes! I'm a fan of shared Discords. Nice! Yeah, we figured it was just simpler that way. You know, keep our community together into one Discord since, you know, we pretty much have all of the same friends and whatnot. And we do. He shows up on my D&D streams and all that, so it's just makes sense, you know? Also, you know, is something that he got me to say a lot. Random little fun fact. I rolled out of bed to get ready and followed Mom to the community center. Coffee. Need coffee. It kind of can unite communities as well. It can. And, you know, the more we could grow a community, the more, like, people have more friends and whatnot to talk to, you know? Even if they're not, like, the antisocial type and they go, like, out and about and whatnot. In these days, it's hard to do that. So it's nice to have a pretty reliable community that you could just talk to. I saw the table lined with steaming coffee cups and I began to head over, but Mom tapped me on the shoulder. Ashlyn, look, it's the mayor. Her voice was almost girlish with excitement. Yeah, but where's the coffee? I didn't care about the mayor unless he had a cup of coffee for me. Go ahead and get a cup of coffee. I'm gonna go say hello. I blinked slowly and watched Mom saunter off towards a group of people that apparently included the mayor. Our mom is totally smitten with the mayor. Mom's gonna get a boyfriend! I should grab her a cup of coffee, even if she probably didn't need it. She was always a morning person. Before I did the coffee, something caught my eye. Someone was stapling something up at the bulletin board, and I wanted to see what it was. She was tall with short dark hair. Don't have permission to the intro channel, Shadow Chris. Oh! Do you know how to fix that, Shadow Chris? I'm sure you do. Oh, I like her outfit. Oh, she's got a tattoo? That's cool. Probably would have had to have gotten that pre-apocalypse. I imagine it would be pretty unwise to get a tattoo during the apocalypse. Unless you'd been in this community for a long time, then, you know, they probably have all the right, like, sanitization stuff, but... When she turned around, she grinned at me. Tall woman. What voice should I give her? She's kind of punkish looking. I love her hair. Thanks for that. For some reason, it was disabled. Let me fix that. Nice. So we're helping out Shadow Chris now, too. Yay, all the helpfulness. Hey there. Hi there. She stepped close and looked down at me. I'm Eva. I haven't met you yet. I'm Ashlyn. Ashlyn's blushing already. Ashlyn is hella gay. I love it. So what you doing? Have you had any of that shitty coffee yet? Tastes like piss, but I prefer tea. Tea sounds good. I personally like tea. I haven't had any in forever. I wanted to see what new stuff had been posted up. You just stapled something? Yeah, it's a flyer for the security open house. Gotta keep everyone safe. It's security! It's Chris! It's Chris as a girl! She laughed and put a hand on my shoulder. Like, you did that hairstyle kind of for a while too, like the shaved sides and longer on top. Don't look so nervous. It's not as militant here as it is in some other underground cities. Mayor Davidson is a really nice guy. Promise. What's it like to work security? Lots of paperwork, actually. Which is good, but... She rolled her shoulders. Nah, it's good. I get antsy, but then I just go to the gym. Security is the only thing I'm suited for anyways. Do I ask a question or do I give a compliment? I'd probably give a compliment. She bit her lip and looked me over. That face, she didn't like it. Okay, fixed. Awesome! Yay, fixing the Discord. Oh, she did like it. You flirting with me, Ashlyn? She laughed and shook her head. Sorry, I'm just messing around. You should have seen your face. So, you like it then? Yeah, it ain't bad. Why? You interested in working security too? I don't want to be at anyone's mercy. It gives people something to rely on. I'd probably say this one. I guess you could see it that way. Aw. She laughed nervously and waved my words off. We don't have a lot of people attacking us for resources, but it does happen on occasion. Having a good militia of citizens like myself keeps the order and keeps everyone safe. She thought for a moment, then added, well, ours suck, but the uniform looks cool, so yeah, it does. She shrugged, still grinning. If you decide you're interested, let me know. I'll put in a good word for you. Hey! Eva nudged my shoulder and winked. I felt my cheeks heat up and hoped I wasn't blushing. She was so friendly. Hey! That is Chris. He's suave like that. And he got me to work security. Yeah, sure. She nodded, appearing satisfied, and left. I watched her walk away, and it was a thin rod bounce against her hip. Looked like a baton, and it probably hurt if you got hit with it. Watched her walk away, and those hips, though. Sorry. I took my cup of coffee and grabbed a spare for Mom. After I handed it to her, I sat for a while as they all talked about different things. The coffee wasn't strong enough, and I was starting to get hungry. Mom, I'm going to go home and make something to eat. We had been given a modest package of food with promise of more.
Ashlyn, you have a wonderful mother. I'll make sure she gets home safely.
Oh, I bet, Mayor. I bet. Maybe you're home. Mom is totally infatuated. I didn't like that he had picked up on my nerves about leaving her behind, but Mom only ducked her head with a wide smile. Alright, honey, I'll meet you back home later. Uh-huh. Do you have the key? She nodded and pulled it out of her pocket to show me. I smiled at her sheepishly. I was overreacting. Okay, sorry, Mom. You know I just worry. I know. Now go on and get some food in you. I'll be back before the open houses begin. I nodded and laughed. I couldn't help but think about the fresh produce that waited at home. Things I had never tasted before. I ducked in the hallway and made my way through the people going through about their day. Getting home wasn't too hard. I just followed the signs that led towards my block. Everything was actually laid out really well. It was different than the surface, where everything was just sort of shoved together from ruins. Done. Nice! Welcome to the community, Zelshot. When I got back home, I sighed with relief. It wasn't exactly quiet, but there weren't people all pressed up against each other here. How many people are in this community? How, like, are they gonna be reaching capacity soon? Like, how often are they inviting people in that it's, like, that packed, or does she just feel like it's that packed because of the contrast? I distracted myself with food, portioning everything out carefully. The fresh stuff would spoil if I wasn't careful. I glanced through the welcome packet while I ate. Hours passed before Mom finally returned. Again, she was in high spirits. I smiled and tried not to show that I was concerned. The mayor seemed like a nice enough guy. He wasn't in a relationship or anything. I should simply wish her the best. It was probably only one-sided anyway. He was the freaking mayor after all. Don't say that. Your mom's a pretty lady. Oh, Ashlyn, Rick is so wonderful, isn't he? He insisted he escort me all the way here. Oh, on a first-name basis with the mayor. Mother works fast. Oh, really? Is it dangerous for us to be alone in the halls? I don't think it was like that. I think he just wanted to talk to me more. She shimmied her shoulders with pride and began to swan around the room towards the food. That's nice. So have you thought about the career open houses yet? Which one are you going to? Mom paused and I saw her deflate a bit. I'm not all that good at anything. We always just did what we needed in order to survive. It seems strange to have a job. Yeah, but this is like a proper society, right? Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? I smiled and nodded. Despite the anxiety, I didn't see a reason to worry. The lights hadn't flickered too much, I hadn't heard a roar of a sandstorm, and no one had tried to rob or kill us in our sleep. God, imagine living in a world where that's a, like, regular issue to worry about. It's insane. Things were different now. Better. I just need to adjust. Like, I know people talked about, oh, it's the end of the world with the COVID and everything, because everyone had to stay inside, but, like, we never got anywhere near that. Sure, there were some crazy riots in the States, but, like, we never got anywhere near, like, concern for your well-being from other, like, from acts of violence. So where are you headed tonight? Any of the jobs interest you? I shrugged. Just going to check out the open houses and figure it out from there. She nodded and I apprehensively left to attend the first open house. I walked in a large open room with several tables all lined up. A uniform had been set up and there were lots of little packets with information. A large man stood by a bulletin board and was talking to everyone who came in. I'd barely taken 2 steps inside when Eva bounded up next to me. Ashlyn, you came. I'm not sure what I had imagined, but this wasn't it. It looks so boring. Eva frowned briefly, but shook it off. I think a lot of you surface landers are used to a very different kind of authority. This is set up for the people, to protect them, not to control them. She placed a friendly hand on my shoulder. Come on, I'll show you around. No one will give you a better tour than me. It's so Chris. Yes, please. Spend all the time with me. I have already decided that hello, it's me. I have already decided this is the one I'm gonna romance. I haven't even met most of the other people yet, but it's Chris. I gotta. I kind of wish I had a sexy dem body too, femme body too. But you got a sexy man body. That was a weird sentence to say. I'm gonna move right on along. Show me all the secrets, okay? I'm very masculine. You are, but I love the way you look. I guarantee it. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. I'm terrible, I know. She grinned at me. You got it. I followed Eva as she pointed things out. She seemed to have a story for everything. That's my locker, that's the cameras, but they're unreliable as hell. These are the holding cells. By the way, if I'm not active in Discord, it isn't to be mean. I have almost 20 now and only check my own most days. That's fine, that's fair. We've been, joining more and more if you're into the JRPGs, you're probably pretty used to waifus. We have a pretty fun thing in our Discord where there's a waifu bot, and basically it's like a little waifu roulette where you have a chance to try and get your waifus from like animes, games, web comics, whatever. It's pretty fun. It's called Waifu Wars in the Discord. She opened a door into a narrow hallway with small secure rooms. No one was inside, thankfully. The idea of being confined in such a tiny place made my stomach drop. Share your Discord in the Share Your Content tab. Yeah, there you go. Holding cells? Yeah, if someone acts up too much. She glanced at me and her smile faded a bit. Hey, not people like you. Eva placed a hand on my arm. I'll check it out. Yeah, we'll have to check out your stream whenever you go live again. Do you have a regular schedule of when you go live? You don't look like a criminal to me. That's a relief. Shows that you know. That's a relief. Eva shrugged. Dang it. I'm bad at this. I'm so socially awkward. Love me anyways, please. The mayor doesn't make a habit of taking in criminal types. I know what it's like on the surface, but it's different down here. You can hear Rose yelling in the background, can't you? She's so loud when she plays. Really? Now, want to see something really cool? Sure. Eva led me back to a back room and opened the door into darkness. There was a snap, and it lit up to reveal several weapons. I posted on Discord and Twitter. It changes every week, sadly. Yep. Thanks, by the way. No problem. I understand, you know, a lot of people don't have, like, regular scheduled hours and whatnot, so it's hard to, you know, have a regularly scheduled stream. You guys are sweet. Oh, thank you. We try. We try to be as welcoming as possible. Oh, shit. Right? We only ever use them when we're dealing with invaders. Doesn't happen often. Do we not get to see this room of weapons? Was that too much? You know how to shoot these? I picked up a large gun. It was heavy and cold. I had seen plenty of guns, I'd just never held them. They were hoarded by sandmen. Sandmen? And if they learned that you had one... I handed it back to her and she held it out, striking a pose. I've begged Vince to let me take this home, but he won't let me. Too bad. That's a real shame. It would be nice to have something like this within reach. Right? Okay, come on. Eva then led me back to the main room and outlined what would be my various duties if I joined the security force. Protecting people, fighting off anyone who attacked Camden, doing rounds to watch out for stuff, lots of paperwork. Apparently she hated paperwork, but seemed to enjoy all the other aspects of it. We went back to the boss, as Eva called him. He didn't seem bothered by my earlier absence and told me to call him Vince. He seemed content with that introduction and left me with Eva. My IRL job changes hours all the time. Yeah, I feel that. I am lucky enough to be a homemaker, so I can stream almost whenever I want, as long as the kids are safe and, you know, Chris isn't streaming. Maybe the best way to make sure I was safe, but... As everything wrapped up, I grabbed an informational packet and then I headed back home. Is this, like, first week just gonna be meeting everybody? Mom was already in bed, so I crawled into my own and went to sleep easier than I ever had. Thinking about Eva. Oh, my heart didn't go up for Eva. Sadness. Why am I so socially awkward? Ah! I sat up trying to shake the nightmare. I couldn't remember what it was about. Something with hands. Ashlyn? Yeah, just a bad dream. She nodded. Do you want some breakfast? I waited for you. I leaned up in bed and Mom began to look at me. After a brief mom scan, she smiled. I rubbed my eyes. I wasn't hungry, but Mom probably just wanted the company. Yeah, Dee will mostly be streaming during the weekdays from now on. Yeah, because Chris does his YouTube stuff and like all the recording and editing on the weekends, and it takes like all weekend because he makes videos for every day of the week. Ooh. Oh goodness, why am I yawning? I probably need more food. Okay, let me get up. Got up, pushed away the last wisps of the nightmare. It was as good as forgotten. Then I sat on our thin fold-up table and ate fresh fruit and porridge. I was starting to think I could live on fresh fruit and vegetables alone. I used the recipes provided, but I'm not sure if this is how everything is supposed to taste. Better than what we used to eat. I try to get around and support as many people as humanly possible. That's very nice of you, Zell. You seem like a very nice and pleasant person. Definitely gonna have to check out your stream, and if you're ever streaming whenever we end one of ours, we'll have to give you a raid. Whenever we end the streams, we like to try and raid another small streamer. I don't even know if you're a small streamer, now that I've said that. I shrugged and left out the items where we had been forced to go hungry. I think I'm going to head out to the community center for coffee. She peered down, eyebrows raised slightly. I nodded. Coffee. I can't believe they have enough of a supply to be so flippant with it. Coffee every morning is really nice.
He's about the same size as me.
Nice.
He's 137, I'm like 150.
Nice. It's wonderful. Maybe I cleared my throat and stood up, then dusted myself off and made a show of heading towards the door. You're trying to kill me with kindness? No. We like growing communities, and we feel like, you know, if we've got some folks in our stream, and you know, we want to keep the entertainment going, so we go find another small streamer that we like, and you seem like a very pleasant person. You know, there's a lot of unpleasant people on the interwebs, but you seem like a very pleasant one. I cleared my throat. Okay. Coffee first. She laughed and nodded, stood and placed the dirty dishes in the sink that had running water. It was incredible. Mama opened the door and we stepped out to the hallway. I made sure to grab the keys. Is that a good place for the chat, by the way? I figured there was going to be all that reading on the bottom, so I kind of just threw it up into the upper corner. He turned a corner and then almost ran right into the mayor himself. So what streams do you go to, Dee? Because I found you somewhere the other day. I tend to frequent Seagarmonio, Wild 774. I recently started hanging out in Chrissy Max streams, but I've also been in Lithia's. I pop around a lot. So it would be kind of hard to figure out which one we saw each other in, but...
Oh, excuse me.
Well, fancy bumping into you here. What brings you out to this block? Cleared his throat and straightened his shirt. He likes Mom.
Oh, well, I like to walk around. I used to jog, but this seemed more manageable. Camilla, how are you liking your new accommodations?
Ooh, on a first name basis. Everything is absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad we managed to get a spot in Camden. It was Chrissy. End of story. Okay, cool. Chrissy's nice. I was hanging out in her stream earlier today, actually. He smiled, and I swear I saw him blush briefly. I was going to suggest you check her out, but apparently that is done already. Yep. Her artwork is awesome, and, you know, she likes JRPGs, just like Chris, so it was a pleasant find.
I can't imagine how you were living before you came here.
Someone walking in the hallway shouted a greeting at the mayor, and he waved in reply. Oh gosh, why do I keep yawning? I need to eat more. OMFG, you're that D from Discord. Hi. Yeah, I joined her Discord and was just like, hi there.
I like saying hi whenever I join a Discord.
It's rough up there. I miss the extra space, but our home here is much more luxurious. I don't miss the random power outages either. She visibly shuddered.
We use geothermal power here. It's a lot more reliable. Everything is maintained regularly. I make sure of it.
Geothermal power? I don't know if I've ever heard of that before. That's an interesting one. He nodded and crossed his arms. He had a look about him that said yes, he did make sure of it. Oh my god, I gotta stop. Hydration. Cold water. Help me. I wouldn't want to be in the maintenance if there was a malfunction. I'm very grateful. I don't understand the bit about thermal genes, but yes, it sounds lovely. Even happier that I don't have to worry about thermal genes. What a mom thing to say. That's the truth. I'm just happy the lights stay on. We even have cold water. He smiled and nodded. Cold water. So I'm guessing it's desert-like up there.
I know the rooms are small.
They're just so lovely, so clean and efficient. Running water, oh, that alone is enough to make me happy. Mom beamed at him, and I saw him relax somewhat. I cleared my throat to ruin the energy building in the air. Mom, I'm dying here. Coffee? Right. We were on our way to the community center.
Don't let me keep you then. I'll see you around, Camilla and Ashlyn.
We separated, and I eyed Mom suspiciously. The mayor seemed okay, but he was the mayor. What was she thinking? He seems like such a gentleman, you know? Uh-huh. He's also the mayor, the guy in charge of everything, and who owns this whole place. So? What, does that mean he can't be a gentleman? Why are you looking at me like that?
I know.
Nope, I'm still the mom. So you shush right there. I can tell you're about to lecture me and I don't want to hear it, young lady. I rolled my eyes. She wrapped an arm around me. Don't fret over me. I'm not that old yet. Or helpless. I can take care of myself. Rose keeps turning the hallway lights on and off. She's discovered that she can reach the light switches. Rose is our 2.5-year-old daughter, by the way. And she has had a growth spurt and she can reach all the light switches now, so we randomly have our lights go on and off in various rooms. After we got some coffee, we learned about the library. We had seen information about it before, but it hadn't occurred to us that we could borrow books for free. Mom had only brought a few of her cherished romance novels that were battered from frequent use. It would be good to read something new. The library was cluttered with books and a set of desks off to the side. Apparently, they held some kind of educational services here. A guy, probably a few years older than me, sat behind the counter looking down at a book. He hadn't bothered to glance up, but I could only imagine that he was a librarian. Hey. So, are you the librarian?
Yeah, I guess.
I looked at Mom and she just shrugged. She seemed content to watch me try to interact with him. How do I get a free book? He sighed and grabbed a box and set it up on the counter. He opened it without looking away from his book and then handed me 2 blank index cards. I'll just look at the cards. When I reached out for the box for the other index cards, the guy sat his book down and glared at me. Write your name and home index number, then give it back to me. Whenever you take a book out of the library, I'll note it on your card, and when you return it, I'll cross it out. Sounds very clever. We did as he asked and handed the cards back to him. Without another word, he placed it back into the box and returned his attention to his book. Before I could walk towards the shelves, the door opened behind us and someone else walked inside. He was taller and handsome, about the same age as the quiet and rude librarian. Not rude librarian. Hey, Trevor, you're not scaring everyone away, are you? The librarian, or Trevor, set his book down and stood up. Hello, welcome to the library. Can I help you find something to read? He spoke. As he spoke, his voice was deadpan. I didn't know how to respond. Mom simply walked away towards the reading material. I should have followed her. Don't worry about him. He doesn't buy it. I'm Brian. I run the greenhouse. Oh, hi.
I'm going to sit back down now.
Where do you get all that youthful energy, Trevor?
We are the same age, Brian.
Brian turned his attention to Trevor, and I was left to my own devices. I walked around and took a look at everything that lined the shelves. The place was small, but overall nice. The two guys seemed completely in their own little world. Trevor was trying to read, and Brian was trying to get and keep Trevor's attention. I finally started to figure out the organization system when I heard Mom coming. What do you think is up with them? Mom slided up next to me holding two books in her hands. Both had covers that depicted a man and woman clutching each other oddly. I don't know. How many books do you think we're allowed to check out at once? Not sure, but I suppose he'll have to tell us, won't he? I nodded and looked around the room as Mom returned to the romance section. There were tons of books lined up and neatly displayed, and it would be really wonderful to have something new to read. What did I want to check out? Easy and relaxing. Let's get settled in and comfy. I grabbed XOXO Tales of Jerks in Love. What a title! Oh my goodness! And I met back up with Mom, and we headed towards the counter. I waited to see if Trevor would react to Mom's pile of books, but he only took our cards and noted the books we were taking. Brian smiled in a friendly way, but didn't speak again until we started to walk away. Then it was only to Trevor. Alright, Rosie's causing mischief, and I know that Chris is anxious to start editing all of his videos so he can get them out on time. So I'm gonna go ahead and call that stream there. We've met a few people. I think there's some we still haven't quite met yet. We've found our waifu of this game. Clearly we're gonna romance Eva. Like, if it's gonna be anybody else, they better sweep me the hell off my feet. But Eva is Chris. She's Chris. So we're gonna quick save. Quick save, is that a save that I can load? Ah, save. There we go. There we go. We saved. And there's a whole bunch of different endings. So there's a lot to see. I'm probably only gonna do one, maybe two, depending on how easy it is to get the different endings. And then, you know, I'll probably put links and whatnot in the description when I upload this video to YouTube, the stream to YouTube. So, thank you, Zell, for tuning in. Thank you, Shadow Chris, as always, for tuning in. If there was any lurkers, thanks to you as well. It was fun watching this game. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty interesting. I'm very curious what happened to the above world, and Eva is very entertaining because it's you. I always like finding which one is you in the games. But thank you again, and I appreciate the hearts, all the hearts. Raid, yes, yes, let's find someone to raid. Okay. Let's go find somebody to raid. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Since it's just... Let's see. None of the people I'm following right now are alive, so... What kind of game should we check out? Let's check out... Let's check out Persona, why not? You talking over there, Rosie? Let's see, let's see. Let's go raid. Come on. You want my attention that badly? Let's see. This is why I always feel like I follow too many peeps. I almost always have a live channel or 7. Do you have anyone live right now that you would like to raid, Zell? Any suggestions? Tick tock, tick tock. LOL. Rosie is quite the pushy one. It's harder to find on my phone, okay? Alright, I found a random person. Let's go. We're gonna do /raid. Alright, we're gonna go raid a streamer with the LGBTQ tag, playing some Persona 5 Royal right now. And thank you guys again for watching. LMFAO kitties. Yeah, you can hear her in the background. Thanks you again for watching. I'm gonna go cuddle my kitties. And hey mom, it's time. Yep, pretty much. Alright, thank you again, Zell. You were a pleasure chatting. It was a pleasure chatting with you, and I hope we enjoy this other new streamer. Bye-bye.